Hello everyone, welcome to Freedom Fighter 2127. I am so excited to bring you this. The reason being, from the information I've been covering lately, and from the information I've gone over lately, and I want to thank a subscriber for sending me this video. You really helped me find the glue into what I was searching for about Jade Helm. And we found it, my friends, we found it. Many people think that we are going to just automatically jump into a civil war at the commencing of Jade Helm. Not entirely. Many people think that it's just simply a military and martial law takeover. Not entirely. There are many different aspects and many different fields of Jade Helm. Most of which involve information gathering, involve predictive intelligence, involve geospatial engineering. And for just what geospatial engineering is, I'm going to cover it in just a minute. I've just finished this report. I put part one because I don't know if I'm going to do another one or not on it. I most likely will, but I don't know when. And that's why I just kind of left it open-ended. In the logo, as you can see right there, there is a key phrase, and for most people just look over it or overlook it, and they don't quite understand or take the time to go through and look what exactly is mastering the human domain. See, what is the human domain? That's us, people. Our dimension, in their words. The whole time, this entire time, they have been wanting to master the human domain. How are they doing such? Our trends, our categories, our groups, our friends, our emotions, our psychological standpoints, our religions, our cultures, our relationships, our friendships, both online and offline. The fact that Jade Helm is titled Jade Helm, Master the Human Domain, proves that something is coming to a close, and most likely that is the end of their testing period. The testing of this application and of this information gathering began in Iraq and Afghanistan, according to them, not me. You'll see in the video. Such information gathering and such surveillance literally pushes us all to the point that we have really got to wake up. Because Baltimore riots, this is the first point I want to cover, were definitely a staged event. Let me read this from ACLU. The answer is these are not your parents' surveillance aircraft. Today there are powerful new surveillance technologies that use aircraft to collect mass information about whole populations, potentially reaching far beyond what the police might need to manage unrest. One such technology, known informally as dirt boxes, has been used to sweep up identifying information about tens of thousands of cell phones in a single flight. Now, NSA just has been ruled illegal. The NSA spying program on phones has been ruled illegal, or whatever it is. That's funny. It ends in June, right before Jade Helm. The end. See what I'm saying? It's ending and something else is opening. And we need to figure out what that opening is. Because yes, it does tie to CERN. CERN has technologies for predictive search, like predictive searching. So say if you go to Google and you type in something and it automatically pops up in the search bar. Well, CERN has a technology that's in a box that basically, before you say it, while you're still thinking it, they'll give you the suggested search. has been used to sweep up identifying information about tens of thousands of cell phones in a single flight. These devices, the ground-based versions of which are known as stingrays, are also technologically capable of stealing data off of phones, though we don't know whether they've been used that way yet. Another mass surveillance technique that uses fixed-wing aircraft, known as wide-area surveillance. This also involves the installation of super-high gigapixel resolution cameras on planes, which are then used to monitor entire cities. That's not just a little group, that's an entire city. Large cities. New York, Baltimore, LA, large cities. Every moving pedestrian and vehicle can be tracked, traced, followed, picked up from the sky. The beginning and the beginning and end of everyone's journeys, and the route taken in between. This gives the authorities the power to press rewind on anybody's movements and learn a lot of intrusive things about how they live their life. Among the companies offering this technology are major defense contractors working for the Pentagon and an Ohio company called Persistent Surveillance Systems, which is trying to sell it to local police departments. Let's continue. Mastering the human domain. What exactly does that mean? What exactly does it have to do with Jade Helm? Well, unbeknown to some, the actual mastering of the human domain is coordinated and organized by unofficial, official organizations that run the geospatial engineering. Geospatial engineering involves many different organizations of government and private companies as well as academia. There are many different sections under geospatial engineering. The most interesting is how our government is involved in new intelligence. Quote, new intelligence. NGA provides timely, relevant, and accurate geospatial intelligence in support of national security. So just what is geospatial intelligence? They didn't end the NSA program. They're done with it. That's what happened. They didn't stop it and, oh, yes, we should all cheer. No, they finished the course. Now they're done with it. Geospatial intelligence, GEOINT, is intelligence about the human activity on Earth derived from the exploitation and analysis of imagery and geospatial information that describes, assesses, and visually depicts physical features, and geographically referenced activities on the Earth. Now you see how big this is? I mean, grab the scope of this. They are learning how to predict your movements before you make them. The new way to capture and analyze data under a new program and away from the public eyes, all while the NSA takes the heat. The satellite imagery of our activities and trends. Then the analysis of such shows just what in the world is actually going on in the intelligence community. Yes, NSA is guilty on spying on Americans, true, but there are far worse companies and far worse sections of government that we need to be worried about. Jade Helm 15 will be mainly a testing ground for the new application called Jade. Jade will be explained later on. The goal of Jade Helm 15 is to see how well their quote new technology and data analysis can be used in the field. The initial testing grounds were in Iraq and Afghanistan. This ties into Jade Helm 15 because of surveillance of humans, and how they respond to certain crises, such crises that they have staged. Earthquake in Haiti. All of them. That's the one that they specifically reference. That's why I only mentioned that one. Yes, there's plenty of other false flag staged events. HARP manipulated weather HARP manipulated weather manipulations which cause massive earthquakes, such as the earthquakes in Nepal, which we know are being caused by CERN. CERN is on and running at the same time. Nepal is worshiping the goddess of Shiva. They're asking for it. The supposed goddess, I should say. The deity. False deity. fallen angel. See, CERN ties spiritual to technology, so it's not artificial intelligence. It's not artificial. There is a field called artificial intelligence, but that's not the field that they're covering. They're covering spiritual technology. I don't care if they admit it or not. That's exactly what they're doing. Which is why we need to be worried about what's going on with Saturn and how does Saturn tie into this. These are the enemy's devices that are being used against us every single daggone day, and nobody wants to know about it. Look the other way. Who cares? They can see me walk to lunch or whatever. You fail to understand your rights, your privacy, and you fail to understand how it is used against you. You lose. In the video below, the entire game is exposed, and it's really not even that big of a video. Honestly, it's a 2-hour video. Probably had minimal views except for intelligence creeps and such. But it's just a panel meeting, and the panel is different sections of government or academia people or military personnel, and they're just sitting around talking. That's all it is. But given what we know now, if we listen to what they say and we do our best to decode it, guess what? We got our answers. The video below is a speech about a US GIF panel meeting, and during this panel meeting, they're describing and explaining just what is geospatial engineering and how it can be used in different situations. Such situations range from war to pre-war to our national security. And, of course, events, catastrophic events. The objective is to create a mapping program through data analysis that can depict a group's movements, and referenced are groups such as Al-Qaeda and their affiliates, as well as their training camps. This technology and algorithms will basically help catch terrorist cells and such through the use of mapping, predictive mapping. Sounds great, right? Only one problem. This is America, and that's where this is going on. They are attempting to use such technologies on us. Being that this is going to be used against the American people, only one solid conclusion can be derived. From the following information, this, quote, new war that they are claiming is upon America is not against terrorist cells such as ISIS or Islamic extremists. This new war is against Christians, constitutionalists, and gun owners, such of which can be found in their words of who the real threat to the U.S. government is. CNN. A new intelligence assessment circulated by the Department of Homeland Security this month and reviewed by CNN focuses on the domestic terror threat from right-wing sovereign citizens, extremists, and comes as the Obama administration holds a White House conference to focus efforts to fight violent extremism. All right, now with that out of the way, which is just bombshell information that, I mean, it's just literally, what the heck. Let's cover something here. How does this affect the world? Their latest meeting was in Germany, and Russian President Vladimir Putin happens to be the chair and head of the Geospatial Engineering Board, I think that's what they call it over there, in Russia. So basically he does the same stuff. He's just another card player of the Illuminati. Stop it. Seriously, stop with this. Oh, he's the good guy. He's going to come save us. Now let's understand why the drill is called Jade Helm 15. Jade is an application which is capable of taking this research and data analysis and putting it into a real-time combat scenario. Basically, I mean, you have apps on your phone, right? That's what they are trying to create, a real-time monitoring predictive program that can basically map out and sense where people are going before they go there, so that way the government or military or police can be there before it happens. This is the objective of Jade Helm, to test their equipment and mapping software. In other words, they want to see if they can successfully take a group's metadata and predict their movements. It's not only metadata. I should have added it more in there, but it's not just metadata. And predict their movements. This application, combined with the geospatial engineering intelligence gathering, can easily and almost without fail predict someone's movements or a group's movements. The underlying question still remains: is this the drill, or is it for real? The question cannot be answered until the time of their initial test runs is complete during early July and August. Why do I say that? Because an 8-week training drill to test an application is too long. They've used it before in Iraq and just under different programs and such. So literally the obvious answer is we can only wait and see, but we must be on high alert and simply put, do not give our reactions to the government, because that is what they want. They need the quote right-wing extremist to instigate a massive fight with the military, because then the entire civil war begins. That's what they want. And that's why they will begin a civil war. See, they know the reaction of every single awakened person of the continual and unrelentless massive amounts of military movements that are going on. They know the reaction. In fact, they're depending on the reaction. See, reaction is what they want. They want us to react. Now there's a fine line here. Let me get to it. Yes, it is unconstitutional. Yes, the military should not be moving on citizens like such, or practicing on private property, or anything else that violates the constitutional rights. That goes for the government too. But the reaction that they want is they want to make people angry and tense, because then it begins an uproar. And then it begins the blood. And they know it's going to happen. Maybe not in Jade Helm 15. Maybe not the drill. Maybe after the drill. Maybe next year. But that's why we've got UN here. Because they're going to bring in the UN. They're going to bring in all these other countries, the foreign troops, which we so have seen recently. There's UN trucks in Texas. The UN has their own geospatial engineering program as well. And the video I was watching, it was a different video I think, basically was explaining how they're all pretty much there together. This is all one unique little intelligence community. Not little, I should say. Alright. Let me scroll down further, get a little closer past this part. This is a lot of information. It floored me yesterday. It took a while for me to get through it all. I could go on about this for weeks. I really could. I could seriously put together an entire series about every single movement, every single thing that they do. But that's not the point. The point is that we need to put this out simply. Number one, because everybody can understand it. Number two, because I gotta get out quickly, and I'm failing at that. I know I am. This is the mapping of human trends. This is the mapping of our reactions, our timing, how we operate as a society. Not only is it well known throughout the government about just what these data collection and analysis companies are up to, it is funded by the government. Simply put, according to Chris Tucker, which you'll see in the video, they need more governance behind their movements. Not only for this reason, the other reason being, according to Jerry, which is another person you'll see in the video, Russian geospatial engineering is run by none other than Vladimir Putin. Putin is just another player in the Illuminati game and stage. The victim role. Putin is playing the victim role against all of us. He's saying he's Christian and that he's going to fight back. It's called psychological warfare. Something a lot of people got to really understand what's going on with this. Psychological warfare. Let me go into a little tangent here about psychological warfare. Did you know that back during the 9/11 false flag attack, the institutes of psychology were used with the CIA to figure out how to best torture people? Psychology. Psychological warfare. I don't think we quite understand just how evil that is. That's horrific. Something that has been waged against humanity since the early days. Only now the agencies involved have the ability to basically use technology to sense and map where the next move is and how we will react to such. Psych warfare, modern warfare, physical warfare, aerial warfare, riots, protests, violence, basically all of it can be predicted by this technology and data analysis. Such analysis proves just how much of a danger we are truly in. I'm going to leave you with that, and the video, I'm having trouble getting it to put up here, so I've left a link you can click on, but you'll go to a screen like this, GEOINT TV. It was posted, I believe, back in 2010. This is called GEOINT Breakout. So, with that, I'm going to leave you with that report. That's about 20 minutes of a lot of information, and this report's even bigger. I know it is, and I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything. This is just a big report. It's just huge. I can't believe the amount of information that's just in a 2-hour video that the government put out. I want to thank you all for watching. If you'd like to donate to us, please do so on the website, freedomfighterreports.com, or on the YouTube channel homepage. Please also check out the other website, socialexodus.net. God bless, and carry on.